My name is Christopher Shore and I'm a 6th-year MD-PhD medical student. For today's video, I want to talk to you about how to overcome the fear of public speaking. To give you a bit of background, I am in the last planned year of my PhD. I have spent several years now honing my skills to become an independent researcher by collecting data, planning experiments, and writing up my results. I am now in the phase of my training where I've been tasked to move my findings from the written form, such as paper or manuscripts, to the oral form, such as presentations to live audiences. For example, I was recently invited to give a presentation on my research in Scotland this fall for an international medical conference. As I prepped for this event, I had an idea to make this video to share with you about one way how I overcome the fear of public speaking. Public speaking probably isn't new to you. I think we've all been there before we've had to give a presentation in front of our class. I personally struggled a lot with public speaking growing up, and to a certain extent, I still do. I don't know if that ever really goes away. I remember vividly well sitting in a large classroom during a presentation day and not being able to think straight until I actually gave my own presentation. I was just so focused on giving my own that I could hardly pay attention to what my other classmates were saying. Right before any presentation, there was a bit of nervousness about not saying the wrong things, but also making sure to say all the right things. It's quite easy to imagine some of the worst case scenarios in this position. Whether you're 1 week out from your presentation or just a few minutes, I'm here to tell you one way to overcome it. So what is it? So how do you overcome it? One of the ways that I have found to be quite helpful in overcoming the fear of public speaking is to not imagine everyone in their underwear, but rather imagine the event being canceled entirely. Okay, let me walk you through this. Imagine the event is canceled. So you're stressing about a talk a month from now. Let's just say the venue ran out of money and they couldn't host it this year. Would you still be worrying about this? Probably not. Why would you be? It isn't happening anymore. How about a week? Let's say one of the organizers decided to cut out your section of your talk. Would you still be worrying about it? No, probably not. Why waste a week of your time now worrying about something that isn't going to happen? How about a few minutes from now? What if it was canceled then? A fire alarm could spring or suddenly a last minute change happened that you couldn't present. I think a large part of public speaking and the fear of it is the fear of the unknown. Unknown or uncertainty of how the talk will go. And while it makes sense to prepare and minimize that uncertainty to the best extent possible, it's impossible to have 100% certainty on any situation. You never know, you might not even end up speaking at all. When you view the event as canceled, you imagine the event as a neutral feeling. You turn this pretty negative imagination of the event to something quite neutral. A canceled event isn't necessarily good or bad for you, it just isn't happening. Instead of worrying about giving your presentation in the moments leading up to the delivery of your speech or your talk, you can instead go in with a mindset that speaking is actually just a bonus for you. By mentally accepting that the event is canceled, you can remove the heavy pressure of the performance. The baseline is no longer that you might mess up, but rather the baseline is simply that the talk doesn't happen at all. When your name is finally called and you actually walk up to that podium, you aren't fighting for survival or your life. You're just taking advantage of a surprise opportunity. As scientists, medical students, and researchers, we spend our years pouring our energy into our work. Whether I'm analyzing complex data or just keeping cells alive in the lab, the ultimate goal is to eventually share my hard-earned discoveries. Using this mental trick helps you neutralize anxiety and strip away the fear and leave only the core purpose behind presenting, which is storytelling. There's no longer a need to defend yourself against a crowd because you're simply sharing something that you care deeply about with people who showed up to listen. The next time that you feel a knot in your stomach before a presentation, whether it's an international conference or just a quick meeting, you can take a deep breath and pretend the whole thing was just called off. Be present in the moment and step onto the mic and treat your speech as a welcome surprise. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. We are close to 100 subscribers and hopefully more to come. I'm curious, what strategies do you personally use to calm your nerves before a big speech? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.